Welcome back, folks. Let's get into it. Euphoria, episode 6.
Water, get ready for practice.
There's a great variation, isn't there, in the characters that are being explored. It's fantastic writing, I think. This guy fascinates me. I'm interested to see, what happens with him. Sports stars in general fascinate me. Like when I was a kid, I was a big football fan. A big soccer fan, and I suppose it was different in the 90s maybe, what was it? David Beckham, because I was a Manchester United fan, I know a lot about that team. I know David Beckham, his dad used to not make him practice, but he would stand on the penalty spot, and just get him to cross the ball again and again and again, hour after hour, day after day, that's how good he got, how precise he got. And it's an interesting juxtaposition, isn't it, with parenting styles, I suppose, because I suppose you can push your kid too far, can't you, into order, into regiment, into discipline, and sometimes there's a danger of, parents trying to live vicariously, is that the word, through their kids. But perhaps, extremes are probably to be avoided, aren't they, I suppose? But who's to decide, what is extreme? Because I look at boxers fascinate me, sports people fascinate me, the dedication that they bring, Alexander Usyk, is that how you pronounce it? He's currently the world heavyweight champion, and him, like many other boxers, have spoke about discipline beats motivation, because there are many days when you're not motivated, so you need to learn to be disciplined, And I think, as I've said before, that it's the days you don't want to do things. That's where the real battle is, isn't it? And I think that's a battle for all of us, to do the things that we know we need to do to progress towards the things we want. Doing those, on the days you don't want to, that's where the fight is, and the fight is won, or lost, I think. The attitude...
As much as he hated his father for the pressure he put on him, because he had a gift.
Yeah.
Because he saw something in him that...
American football is brutal, isn't it? Don't most footballers only last 4 or 5 seasons, and then their bodies are fucked.
Because he's trying to get a rise out of you.
Yeah, to manipulate you.
Lose focus.
He didn't stand a chance of going pro. But at the same time...
That's very interesting, isn't it, man? Doing the math. I think, I did similar math, with in regard to working actors in the UK. I think when I trained 8 years ago, whatever it was, there was 38,000 registered actors with a union in the UK. So, and I didn't really know, what productions there were or whatever. But I think maybe, I can't remember what the number was now, but maybe 5% of those earned 20,000 a year, So the majority of those actors were out of work, certainly not earning a living from it. So that kind of made me think, well, I'm not competing with, all 38,000. You're not competing with that many anyway, I suppose, because of, age differences, gender differences, the way you look, I suppose, you're only competing perhaps with a small, amount. And then you may be thinking, well, maybe a lot of those aren't even very good, so... Looking back, I don't think I was very good. I think, desperation is not attractive, is it, And people can sense it, I think. And I'd got myself in such a mess that I'd become desperate, and I was struggling to function in life, never mind, trying to go for getting roles and stuff, So I did have to take a step back, I think, from pursuing things, I suppose, for a few years, just to try and sort myself out, go back to basics. And that's what I've done, and now I'm building good habits, and things are looking up,
Every time I feel good, I think it'll last forever.
Wow.
That's a very interesting line as well, isn't it? Every time I feel good, I think it will last forever. There's a great line in, do you remember the film Blow, with Johnny Depp? It's Ray Liotta who played his dad, and when he's telling, the Johnny Depp's character when he's a kid, he says something along those lines, he goes, when you're good, it's never as good as it seems, and when you're down, you think you're never going to be up again, But life is a roller coaster, isn't it, and there are good days and bad days. Stuff happens, stuff goes well. So that's always something important to bear in mind, I think, isn't it? That the bad feelings don't last forever. Are these was this Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann film? Is that what this is a reference to?
Smokes, look at you. Wow.
Alabama. True Romance is an excellent film, isn't
At
it?
college, they have Halloween parties all weekend, Mom.
That is a great costume. Everyone's a fucking football player. I feel a pain. It was a great costume. Is she going to have like tax problems down the line? Am I thinking too much about that?
I'm Bob Ross. The painter from PBS.
Amazing. That's an excellent costume.
Tim didn't do it.
I know.
It's messed up, isn't it, man? Like, you're innocent until proven guilty. I mean, I know he's guilty, but regardless, it's got to be, hasn't it, you know? Is that like, it's weird, isn't it? Like how the animal of society kind of moves, you know? Kind of seeing it like with, I don't know, it's like a beast on its own, isn't it, you know? And I suppose it's very difficult these days with social media and stuff to know, you know, what the real consensus or feeling is amongst a group of people, because it seems that it's usually just a very vocal minority that have been real loud, you know, and it seems that, I mean, like the backlash with the Sydney Sweeney advert thing recently with American Eagle, I mean, it's hilarious, I think. What the hell are people even complaining about? But then I suppose corporations also try and jump on bandwagons, don't they, you know?
It's true. I went once. It was scary.
You know what happened?
Brilliant. She's this is like, I'm getting Samuel L. Jackson vibes in like a Tarantino movie from this. Some great characters in this, man. It's such good writing. You know, they're all real and believable, aren't they? But also different. Yeah, it's a new reality to get used to, you know, but you can't just stop. You need to find something of meaning to replace it with, because otherwise I think, you know, relapsing is inevitable. But also I guess you need to just stop hanging out with people, really, stop seeing people. That's difficult as well, you know, when all your friends drink and do whatever, you know. I guess it takes a lot of courage, you know, to cut yourself off from all that and to move forward alone in the world, you know, trusting that there are friends out there in the future that you haven't met, you know. Everything that we do matters, doesn't it, you know, in some way, or everything that we do or we don't do matters, which is kind of terrifying, but it's also awesome, because if we can learn to reprogram ourselves, you know, if we can stop living habitually or compulsively and just try and move into like living in a conscious way, you know, what a difference it can make, you know, and it accumulates, you know, and it's almost like it accumulates quicker. That's what I find. It's real slow to start, isn't it, you know? Same with learning anything new, it's very slow to start, but just doing the little bits every day, it mounts up, you know, and then you improve faster, I think. But anyway, yeah, just this kind of craziness that is going on with everybody just being off their head, you know, in one way or another. It seemed very normal to me, you know, like that's just what people do, you know. It was difficult for me to understand a world that wasn't that, you know, and I think I saw people that didn't drink as not being fun or something, you know. I suppose was my biggest fear at some point, was, you know, not achieving anything or wasting my potential or whatever potential I had, you know, and I desperately don't want to be one of those people who have known many of, that, you know, get old and bitter and, you know, start blaming God or whatever for their life not working out how they thought it should work out.
You seen your sister?
Bob Ross saves the day. This is a very interesting choice of song for this scene as well, because I think he wrote it about, can't remember if he wrote it about coming out, but I can't remember the exact story, but it was something about, yeah, just trying to run away and escape his life, you know, just jumping on a train to somewhere else. Oh no, I thought that's the other dude, Ted Bundy. It is an excellent Halloween costume. Well, at least she's got home safe. If you're going to drink and be sad, that's probably the best place for it, I suppose. Oh no, has that made her think, oh, I haven't had a period in a while? That's interesting as well, isn't it? Like, I wondered what his dad was going to say then. Yeah, I thought something like that. Because, yeah, it's a brutal... The people that succeed in sport, you know, it's one thing, isn't it, you know? But, I mean, to dedicate your life to something and not make it... I mean, if he's doing it for him, that's one thing. If he's doing it for his dad, maybe that's another. That's a complex thing, isn't it, to get your head around, I guess. Having like a plan B. I avoided having any kind of plan B because I was sure things were going to happen, you know. I'm still sure things are going to happen. I don't know what it is about me, you know, like even in the darkest moments of my life, you know, which went on for years at some point, you know, I still believed, you know, that the good things were in the future. Maybe that's because I just haven't been around greatness enough, maybe. maybe that would change my mind. I still feel I'm capable of being one of the best ever, you know, at music and at acting as well, you know. I really kind of believe in both of those things. And I believe I'm capable of the best. I just haven't done it, you know. So is it because I'm just living in that fantasy? Well, now, you know, over the coming months and years, one of the wonderful things about, you know, doing these reactions and building this audience and having this channel is, you know, I'm going to document that, you know, and actually do something, you know, because that's you just got to take action, haven't you, in whatever it is you want to do. And yeah, so what, you know, you might fail, but it's better than just not trying at all, because at least you know you gave it your best, right? Why is he not, like, calling the police, you know? What the fuck? Sinister, eh? Sinister. Great writing, though. Fucking costume.
You confessed to a crime.
Do you recognize that man?
Behind
Jesus, got it, Nate. What the...
And then
How is he gonna...
grabbed her
He
from the
can't...
neck, pushed her up against the side
Tragic,
of
man.
the tree.
He can't get away with this, can he? Can he? Fantastic writing, though, right?
And I knew I couldn't.
Because it's making me just go, that's the fishy thing, isn't it? That if they're both... He's gone to confess, and then she's just showed up at, like, the same time or thereafter to that's fishy, isn't it, you know? And as a seasoned detective or whatever, you're gonna... Well, as you said, you know, you're gonna notice...